DKOldies.
Welcome, folks, to another episode of DKOldies podcast. My name's Anthony. I'm here with my good friend
Rich
Saucier. We got a pretty cool episode for you guys this week. We're gonna go over some stuff that we got from Sell Your Games as usual, and I'm really excited about this episode, Rich. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm a very competitive person, and this week's episode is based on our favorite SNES fighting games. And trust me, there's a lot of great ones. We picked out some, and we're going to go over them. We're going to have a little debate on what's the best game and which game we should play. We'll do a little gameplay. So, let's start off with the Sell Your Game stuff and see what we got in this week.
First thing we got some really good Game Boy games. First one, Bobble 2 for the Game Boy.
Now, growing up, I loved Bobble. It was one of me and my brother's favorite games, trying to get to the end. Now, for the Game Boy, I've never played it. Now, this is Bobble 2, so I don't really know. I never played Part 2. I don't know what the difference is.
I imagine
maybe
it's probably the same.
Different levels.
Same game. Yeah, different levels, different colors, maybe, characters, stuff like that. But they had the basic characters. I don't know their names. Do you know their names?
Yeah, I don't even know if they have
Little
names.
dinosaur-looking guy.
Bobble
and Bobble. Okay. So Bubble and Bobble return for Bobble 2.
Yes, very cool. On the Game Boy.
Next one up is a pretty rare Genesis game with a different cart. It's Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. Very biblical on that.
Yeah, I've never seen a cart like this, and I'm sure you haven't either. I mean, which is pretty bizarre from, all the stuff that we get in here every single day at DK Oldies. This is a really cool looking cart. I guess it's a Bible game for all
Yep, about the Battle of Jericho. I think the cart's different because it's a third-party game.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't have to.
So this wasn't made by Genesis or anything.
It's not made by Sega. It's made by, I think it was like Wisdom Tree. Sorry, and I've never played it, but if you're into the Bible and you're into Jericho and you want to bring some walls down,
game.
Yeah. Next up, Atari 2600 Pengo.
I know nothing about this game.
Apparently, it's pretty rare. I've never played it either. As you can see on the cart, we got a little red-looking chick or something, or penguin. And then we got some other strange characters. It looks like it's in Antarctica. So maybe it is a penguin.
This is one of the different Atari labels that I've seen. Most of the Atari labels are pretty basic, except for maybe Q-Bird or some other weird games.
That is a really colorful label, too.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that, so that's cool.
Yeah.
What else do we got?
Next one is Metroid. Everybody knows Metroid, but this is actually a rare label that you don't see too often. The normal label is the...
it's like an orange.
Yeah, it's like the 8-bit looking Metroid like you see in the game. This one's a little different. It's got some nice artwork. So
for you collectors out there who are looking for the rare label stuff, we got this rare label Metroid in.
Samus is in a pretty cool pose, too.
He's ready to do some damage.
She.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's girl. Right. Samus.
I hope I didn't spoil anything. But
I don't know. What's next?
All right. Next one, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2 for NES. That's pretty rare, too.
I have not seen this game come in yet, but we do sell Chip and Dale quite a bit. Do you remember anything about this cartoon at all? Did you watch it when you were younger?
Not really.
Yeah, me neither. But Chip and Dale Part 2, I haven't played the first game either, but I have seen some gameplay, and it looks pretty interesting.
I think Jay remembers the... soundtrack, the song.
Oh, how does that go,
Remember the
Jay?
song?
It's DuckTales.
Was that? Oh, that was DuckTales.
We're thinking of DuckTales.
Sorry.
Yeah, Chip and Dale Part 2. Very cool.
But yeah, that's a rare one. And Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the first one's really popular too. We sell that a lot. Finally, actually we got one more after this, but DuckTales 2 also. That's another really rare one. Supposed to be really hard.
Yeah, I played the Ducktales game for NES, the first one, when I was younger. And I remember you get a... all I really remember was you get to be on this pogo stick.
Yeah. Scrooge
So,
McDuck
right.
has maybe it's his cane. That's a
Yeah,
pogo
and you can
stick,
bounce
too.
on it, right.
But that's a really sought after one. I think that was a late release for NES, so that probably affected the collectability of it. Maybe they
Well,
put out
tell me
as
this: can you, for the podcast and the viewers, can you sing us the Ducktail theme song
many.
in key? Perfect.
Don't remember the duck. Oh, I remember it was like Ducktales. Ooh.
Nice.
Dun,
Thank
dun,
you,
dun,
Rich.
dun.
Thank you. That's
That was
all I
it.
wanted.
And then it just keeps repeating after that, I think.
There's words.
But Scrooge McDuck, man,
He kills it.
that guy's
He
he's
is a
loaded.
monster.
And then who's his uncle or the
I forget his
Scotty McDuck
name.
maybe? And
Yeah,
then
the accent.
there's an evil looking Green Arrow looking guy with some magic wand.
Yeah, it looks like the guy that plays Darkwing Duck.
Obviously, Scrooge McDuck is on the hunt for some treasure.
Right.
So
Cool.
he's always after gold. And then a nice
one we
little
got
thing
here.
that we saw today, we actually got almost all this stuff in today, was the Pokemon Color Game Boy, which is really cool. And then, I took the batteries out, but if I had it here, the little Pokeball lights up. That's where the power light is. So
Yeah.
that's really cool. I
Pokemon for
thought.
the Game Boy, one of the greatest Game Boy games I've ever played. Growing up, me and my brother, we actually only had one copy. It was Pokemon Blue. And if anyone out there knows the experience of playing Pokemon with your siblings and you only have one game, that is a battle in itself.
It's rough.
Yeah, it was really rough. But great game. Love it. So yeah, that's all we got from Sell Your Games this week. So you want to go on to a little debate on some SNES battle games?
I'm ready.
Okay. So first, what do we got?
First one we got, we'll start out with Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter. I was a fan of Street Fighter, but it wasn't my favorite fighting game. Did you play this?
Yeah, I remember playing Street Fighter in the arcade.
Yeah, I remember that too.
It's,
Roller
just
rink.
maybe the fighting game that just like broke out and everybody was like, yeah, this is
People
it.
knew.
This is awesome.
This is all I want to do is fight in games.
I just want to fight.
So since we kind of took most of the Street Fighter games that we have in the warehouse right now, and so what's our next one here?
Yeah, Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Very cool. So you could pretty much in this game turn up the speed. So your playing would be twice as fast or 3 times as fast, which made it that much more competitive.
Yeah,
You know?
just turning that one simple thing.
Yeah.
Probably just took it to a whole new level.
Made it sell even more.
And then Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Now, what do you know about this? Because I'm not sure what the difference is, other than the word alpha's thrown in there.
Well, I think it was more characters, more moves, some different gameplay. It just basically took Turbo and took that to a whole new level.
Yeah. So they're just upgrading and upgrading.
Yeah.
Who did you play? Who's your favorite character in this game?
I used to play Guile.
Yeah.
And then there was Ryu. Ryu was sort of like,
that's right.
He's like the go-to character.
Yeah, I know this about Rich. I'm just saying this because I'm a Ken guy and he's a Ryu guy.
Yeah.
We both dig Chun-Li. Chun-Li,
Chun-Li's cool.
She's cool. But Ken all day.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
Mortal Kombat, which is when you think of fighting games, Mortal Kombat always comes up.
Like one of the first ones that come to mind. Great game. So good. Went on to be a movie. Well, same with Street Fighter, but Mortal Kombat movies I feel like did a little better. I played this game a lot growing up, mostly for the Genesis. I'm a big Sub-Zero guy.
Very controversial.
Yeah, when this came out, I remember you could put the blood coat on, and it was like really, really hectic in my house because if we got caught using the blood code, I mean, not like parents were strict or anything, but I mean, they see these kids playing a game, there's a bunch of blood flying around, they haven't seen anything. It's not like nowadays. So they see this craziness going on the screen, and they're like, "What are you guys playing?" And
it's not
Mortal
just
Kombat.
the blood too. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
The
some
fatalities are
very
pretty
graphic.
pretty brutal. And we got part 2.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Again, just an upgraded version of Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
I feel like the gameplay might have been a little bit different, but I don't know. That's maybe in my head because it's part 2.
Probably some more moves and
Cooler fatalities, more intricate
some more
fatalities, more characters. I think they introduced Reptile in this one, and a few more characters that aren't really coming to mind right now. But
and finally, Mortal Kombat 3.
Mortal Kombat 3, awesome game. I wanted to do Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 because that was my game growing up. But it's so cool and awesome that we sold out of it. So we're going to have to stick with Mortal Kombat 3, which was really cool. We were actually just playing this not too long ago. And
one thing that when we were playing it, I really noticed was the backgrounds.
Yeah.
The backgrounds are like alive.
Right.
It's not like Street Fighter sort of had that too. They had the guys in the background,
but they only had like 2 moves.
Yeah. Like this was like you were in a setting. Like the one area they have like, is it Kano or Kato?
Yeah.
They got him
Kano
chained up in the background with maybe Sonya or someone on the other side.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, that's right. And then they're
it's
kind of like going along.
It's
with
like
the
telling like
storyline.
a story.
Right,
Yeah, that you got
background.
just in the background.
Mortal Kombat,
So
very
that was
awesome.
Yeah. Next up, Killer Instinct.
Now, I don't know if this came out before or after Mortal Kombat. I should have looked that up. But the gameplay in this is different, but the moves are similar. I think a lot of those games had the roll, like how you do the Sub-Zero freeze.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that when I was playing it, it did have some of those characteristics of. But it was fun, man. The characters looked really awesome. Played for the first time not too long ago, and I love this game. We sell it all the time. And
Very popular. They had the newer game that they Killer Instinct that they came out for. I think it was a 360 or it might have been.
Well, they did do one for the 64 as well, Killer Instinct.
Oh yeah, they did Gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've come out with that several times. Then good game. And last one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters.
Tournament Fighters, awesome game. Again, I keep saying this on the podcast, but I was a Genesis guy, so plays on the Genesis a bunch, and I'm a huge Turtles fan. Love Ninja Turtles, and this was one of my favorite Turtles game of all time. It was cool. I love Turtles in Time and all those goodies, but this one really stood out. I think it might have been the first Turtles fighting game. Is it the only one
that I can think of?
Yeah.
They stayed true to the cartoon, I think, with the graphics and everything. You could play a Shredder.
Yeah, it was cool. I think they brought a lot of characters from the cartoon into this game as well. And maybe they made up a few characters, because some of them I've never heard of. But they're all awesome. I like them. Very cool game.
And then some of the ones we didn't have.
Yeah, we did have a few that were out of stock as well, because they were such big sellers. Where are we at here? We had...
I came up with Pit Fighter.
Oh, yeah, we had Pit Fighter. I've not played either.
Pit Fighter was the label, like the art,
right,
is funny. Like, it's hilarious to me. So that's why I.
What
sort
is
of
it?
wanted
Describe
it in there.
this funny label.
Like it's got a lot of like meatheads, like guys like real jacked up, and the one guy's like he's like that, and I think the other guy's like he's got the mesh tank top with like a bikini or something on it. He's like,
well, dude, if you're in the pit, it's not like you're doing a normal. You're not fighting normally. Like a fight in the pit that's a fight.
That
times
is,
2.
Yeah, you better bring like an extra mesh.
You better
shirt.
bring it. You better mesh shirt, spike bracelets,
all that.
Maybe
stuff.
some chains. If when you're down the pit like that.
Another one might have had. I feel like that for some reason it had Van Damme or like a Van Damme look-alike guy in it. For
a
some
rendition
reason.
of Van Damme. I could imagine
not.
it. He could fight in the pit. I mean, he did fight in the pit. Yeah.
He did.
He's a pit fighter. But and then we had Power Rangers, which I'm also a huge fan of. That we don't have this cartridge. This was Power Rangers, the fighting game. I think it was just called the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. actually, was it on the show that we played? No, we talked about the Power Rangers racing game, which was terrible, awful.
Yeah. This must be better than that.
It was
it's
awesome.
Really popular.
Played it for the Genesis. Very cool. Being able to use Goldar and all the great characters, all the bosses and everything.
White Ranger, is that in there?
He's not in there. He's not in this one. This was a little bit before. Before his time. But yeah, Power Rangers, the fighting game is awesome. Also, if you're into Power Rangers the movie is a good side-scrolling game. Kind of reminds me of Street Fighter or Streets of Rage 2 or something like that. Yeah, Power Rangers, always cool. So, let's talk a little bit about which game we should pick.
Well,
we both recently played Killer Instinct.
Yeah, that's not really a contender with me.
Why? Because I would just win?
No, not that. I would just say, like, in my personal point of view, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter.
Okay.
Because those are the ones that I grew up playing. Those are the ones that I think are, like, so popular that there's no question it's one of those.
All right, so this is the debate. Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter? I think we should go with Mortal Kombat because I love Mortal Kombat more than Street Fighter.
Both of them are still running too. They're still
new
still have games
New Mortal
coming
Kombat
out.
just came out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think maybe a year ago, they had some more Street Fighters come out. They were supposed to be really good.
Oh, this is rough. Well, I'm going with Mortal Kombat. Are you going to be?
I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat too because it sort of, like, the fatalities added another level.
Yeah.
The little Easter eggs with, like, Ed Boon with the toasty.
Toasty.
Yeah, like, just there was.
I always thought he said
layers,
whoopsie.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, when you first hear it, you're like, what is that?
Whoopsie.
What is that?
Like, shouldn't have put that in the game. But yeah, all right, 1, 2, or 3. I think we should go 3.
I'd say 3 because they kept adding to it. So 3. I'd say 3.
That's it, folks. We're gonna play Mortal Kombat 3 right now. Rich is about to get whooped, and yeah, have fun watching us play. We'll be back in a second. All right, so here it is, MK3, good old Mortal Kombat. Now, for those of you who don't know, which is all of you, Rich is terrible at this game.
No.
Yeah.
I think I beat you, didn't I?
Were you dreaming?
Did we even play Mortal Kombat together?
That's it. See, I like the new Sub-Zero in this. I don't like that he's maskless, but I dig his moves. If I can remember his moves. I know he's got the ice that goes...
Do the double Sub-Zero
Don't do
match.
codes.
And what were weren't there little codes? Yeah. How do you...
There is, but you don't want to get, like, big head mode on or something. And here we go. Oh, I'm the green one.
Oh, wait. I thought I was a green one.
Yeah, me too. Well, I thought it was the blue one.
Ooh. Can you block the freeze?
Hey.
I can be cheesy too.
Oh, yeah? No!
Ha!
Well, how am I not getting with that? There it is. Old school, baby. Look at that. Boosh! The boosh!
Ha 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 ha! Double freeze!
Double freeze. I think it's a one-hit game, folks. There it is. There it is.
I'm doing the wrong freeze. I need to set my buttons.
Sure.
Whoa.
You know, I actually just figured out another move. Oh.
Look at that. I love that. Get that out of here.
Look at that. Look at that.
Let's jump.
Oh, you don't know how to do that one.
I don't.
Get near it, I dare you. Oh, I don't even know how to do it. We both get a screenshot.
I'm just trying to elbow you. Oh,
look at that.
Don't hit me.
No. I dare you to touch it.
Touch that.
No, 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 no! Alright, it's 1-1. Neck and neck. How you feeling, Rich?
Feel good. I wish I knew how to do like the real special stuff.
You never will. You won't have a chance. It's just freeze after freeze, folks. I think I might have the W on this one. I'm feeling it.
Think again.
Oh, feel it. Feel it! Oh, I don't think he can block this. He's missing all around. Okay.
No! Finish me.
Whatever.
Oh. All right.
He called it.
You guys
Sidekick.
can do one more match?
We'll do one more.
Do one more match?
I want to be Scorpion.
Okay. Different characters?
I wish I knew more of the moves with other characters.
Yeah, they're somewhat similar. In Ultimate Mortal Kombat, you there's a lot more. Is this Noob Sabat here? In Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, I think you have Rain was one of my go-to characters.
Oh, they didn't have Scorpion in this.
Oh wow.
I didn't realize that. There's no Scorpion.
I think there is, but he's
Maybe you have to unlock him.
yeah.
All right, Liu Kang's cool though. He's like Bruce Lee.
I hate the character I have. I just want to say that I did not pick him. Ah, look, see, you know a move. I gotta go raw dog and just go for it.
You go for nothing.
Oh, did you see that tombstone he just did? Cough and dropped.
All right, it's time to get serious. Wait, you just
I'm dancing.
they
Screw
can
this.
hear your button mashing.
He's alright. He's not bad. You're a blocking guy, aren't you?
Oh, up a level.
Let's go. What? No block? Here it is. Here it is. Here's the finisher. Ah.
Oh.
Oh.
Where is it? Give it to me. Give me the W.
I was gonna be cheap and just go for the fireball.
Well, I guess I want to really be. It's better than a sweep. Rich isn't traditional when it comes to the jump right off the bat, and whoever gets the kick gets the W. And I think it's gonna be me. Rich is my smack talk, just
Finish.
destroying.
Do it.
Well,
That was good.
that's that. Mortal Kombat 3, folks. Buy it. If you haven't played it, play it. It's an awesome game. So yeah, that was it. I think I pretty much called that one.
It was close.
It was not that close, but so yeah, that was Mortal Kombat 3. We got one last thing for you guys. Rich is gonna tell you a little bit about a blog that you made. Is that what it is?
It's our blog that we have on DKOldies.com. And this blog that we have is specifically about Final Fantasy for the NES, which is, if anybody knows, it's a great game. So there's lots and lots of secrets in this game. So we're trying to show you some of the lesser known secrets, lesser known Easter eggs. Something like, did you know that there's a gravestone in one of the towns that has "Here Lies Link"?
No kidding.
Yeah, so there's a little Zelda reference.
That's really cool.
In the meantime, we're showing you some of the stuff for, like, basically complete that we have already taken apart for you.
Yeah, I haven't played much Final Fantasy, but I do love the cover.
Yeah, there's always really
love the
great
artwork.
artwork.
Awesome.
Great stories, great characters. Some of the other Easter eggs that we had was you can fight a dinosaur, a T-Rex.
And that's not typical, and you can't do that.
It's not. I'm sure it's a very tough battle, so it's not something that you see all the time.
Yeah.
You would have to go to a very specific place, and if you wanted to find out more about these, you can go to our blog. They're a little more detailed. Another one is, there's some early leveling up items that you can get. Some really good.
Those are always good to get.
Yeah, some good spells that are hidden that you can find. There's one that you can fight a war mech, which I believe is in the other Final Fantasies too.
War mech?
war mech, like
Is-
a mech, like a robot. It has it's supposed to be one of the toughest enemies in the whole game. It has an attack called nuke, where like it just nukes you.
And that's rare. Like you don't see that every day.
Yeah, it's sort of random. It's on this one bridge. So again, if you want to see more details, go onto the blog about it. But there's so many little secrets in this game that you might play through a couple times and not even see some of the enemies.
Yeah.
Like the T-Rex, like Lich, I think was one of them. He's an Earth fiend that you have to beat. I guess you have to beat him. So maybe you'd probably come across him eventually.
Well, cool. So
tons of stuff.
All this stuff is in Rich's blog that he made. Where can we find this blog?
DKOldies.com on the blog section.
Cool. If you guys are interested in Final Fantasy, some secrets, some secret Easter eggs, hop on there and or just check out our website, DKOldies.com. Follow us on Twitter. Get at us on Facebook.
Tell your friends.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're still watching, thanks for watching, guys. I guess we'll see you next week. It might be me. It might be Drew. I might be the permanent host, but we don't know how it's going to turn out. So
no one knows.
We'll see.
We'll ask the Magic 8-Ball.
That's how we determine the podcast.
See what it says. Yeah.
All right, people. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
DKOldies.